Hi everyone, my name is Nathan and I am a ambassador at Building U.
Hi, I'm Iman. I'm a senior and I'm also a Rhode Island student ambassador for Building U.
I'm Luke and I am the CTO at Candivote.
Yeah, so we were wondering if you could talk a little bit more about what Candivote is for those who don't know.
So Candivote is a response to my and my coworkers' lack of knowledge in local elections and local politics, which I think many other individuals share. It's often very hard to find out who's even running for various positions in local government until you get to the polling station. By then, it's too late to do any research. So our goal is to combine all that data into one place and actually go beyond just lists of people and actually give you access to the ability to match your viewpoints and what you find important to you with those candidates in your local elections.
Interesting. So you said it was sort of a lack of knowledge around local politics. Does it extend beyond that? And was there anything on a larger scale or a smaller scale that motivated you to start Candivote?
I think definitely having it be an election year as well was definitely another catalyst when we were thinking of starting up the company. And despite that, the national elections usually have most of the focus. So as of now, our main focus really is small local elections, mayoral elections, much smaller elections in the states and in your towns. And that way you can learn more about them because there's often so much data already and various publications already talking about the national elections. So it's much easier to find out, who's running, for example, or things about those individuals. In the future, it's definitely another place to expand into, but it definitely doesn't require as much attention right now as local elections. Now, because with local elections, you might not even know who's running in your town unless you go and bike through it and look for all the signs up. So that is a problem.
So then you could talk about like the process of taking that idea and kind of putting it into action and starting the whole platform.
Yeah, so it really just started with a meeting in June of last year, actually. And the three of us, the three original members, Arvin Schroeder, Shivesh Mehrotra, and me, started together. Arvin had the idea. He pulled us all together because he knew we could all bring some valuable skills to the company, and we started talking through the idea. And mainly you start with an issue, right, which is awareness of local elections, who's running in the local elections, various issues like that. So you get all of those issues, you want to flesh them all out, you want to make sure you know exactly what you're targeting, and then after that you want to start thinking of, okay, what can we do to fix that? And we were taking a technology route with this one. So we're a technology company in this case, so political and a technology company. And with that, you look to use technology in our case to try and solve that issue. So you talk through what are the various individuals who are going to use it. So if it's candidates who might be interacting with it, or individuals who aren't as politically versed or running for a candidacy, then you need to make sure you're considering, okay, what is each group of people going to do when they interact with your platform? So then after that, you need to start thinking about design and what sort of information you're going to display on it, how people are going to give feedback to it so that you know what they're looking for. And then over time, you try and figure out what works. You can even do little beta tests, get some talking points from people, some ideas, some things to fix, and then you can keep making those changes and continue to develop it.
I know you're mostly in charge of the technology and the data science part of it, but what was the process of trying to learn more about how you can educate yourself so you can reliably use Canva to educate other people?
A big part of what Arvin does and Shivesh, and actually we have our newest team member, Nick Mossy, who also goes to Brown. He is actually our head of research and development. So he has a lot of interest in politics and technology as well, actually, which is perfect. And a big part of making sure that your product or your idea is going to be viable is you have to make sure you have statistics to back it up. Otherwise, you're not going to believe in your own product and other people aren't either, which is important if you're trying to get more support around it. That's a big part of the work that Arvin has done and Shavesh and Nick as well, more recently. And that's definitely something, if you're looking to make a platform and you're planning up the idea, you also have to make sure that there is actually something viable there. And it's not just you think it works, but in reality, it won't.
Being like a high schooler trying to start your own platform, and I guess like people not having confidence in you, like were there any struggles around that?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an issue if you're trying to find uh, VC funding, for example, where they might be a little bit more unsure. And that's the whole thing, if you're trying to get funding for something, risk is a big factor of it. They're trusting you with their money in the hope that your business will grow a lot and then they will make money on their return because that is their whole business. And that's definitely an issue, especially when you're not looking to hire very experienced people as well, because we're all just, I mean, I'm a senior in high school and everyone else, the other three people, are freshmen in college. Now, that being said, being in universities, especially universities such as Brown, which two of our team members at, and then Yale, we have another team member there. And something you should definitely utilize wherever you are is the entrepreneurship opportunities and the grant opportunities, because there are often so many different types of grants or challenges or like entrepreneurship competitions, and they're definitely all things that if you have an idea that you believe in and you have facts to back it up and you have a plan, that's definitely something worth looking into, is just utilizing any of the resources you can get your hands on, because often even in those cases they can just be grants where they just give you money to make it work and they don't even ask for anything in return, which is fantastic.
You guys have obviously come a long way since you started Candivote in June. Do you have any plans for where it will go in the future, or what you want it to look like?
As of now, we have a good stretch of time between more big local elections coming up to continue to develop, which is great because we can continue to refine our own skills and reach out to politicians and continue to develop the platform. And at the same time, conducting more research ourselves is actually another goal that we're looking forward to. And that'll give us more insight on the opportunities available in politics and local politics and really let us figure out what local voters are interested in and want to see or would want to see in the platform, which would make it an even better platform for local voters to use and even actually increase voting participation as well, which is a goal. Because, if you're not that interested in local voting, then why would you even want to do it? If you don't care who any of the candidates are because you don't know any of them, so then how would you be able to care at that point? That's obviously an issue for voting participation. So if we can give users an easy way to join a platform, figure out some basic information even about their local candidates, and also figure out which direction they might want to consider voting in because it aligns with their viewpoints, it would help them out a lot. And it also prevents, you offload all the researching to us instead, which we can do for everyone. And then it's all in one place. And then we can spread that information to as many people as possible and give them the opportunities to, in their busy days, easily verse themselves in who's running, who they might want to vote for, and then they can go out and do it on election day.
That's really cool. You kind of touched upon this a little bit in talking about how you started the platform, but do you have any ideas and advice for high schoolers that might want to start something like this, or a little bit different, just about how to start something up like this?
Yeah, I would say definitely make sure you believe in your idea, like I said before, and also just I think it helps a lot to have other people in the group as well. Working on a project on your own is great. I mean, because you can be very, focused on your own and keep pushing through your own ideas. You never even have to like really converse your ideas like in the early stage to other people. You can just kind of develop it all in your mind, which might work faster. But at the same time, having other people to bounce ideas off is fantastic, especially if they come from different backgrounds or have different viewpoints on something. You might also learn yourself that there's a better way to do something or a simpler way to do something that will really help you in the long run. Plus, it's a lot easier to think about certain issues on your own. Like how I joined the team, I'm doing most of the tech stuff. It makes it a lot easier. Arvin and Shivesh aren't having to worry about, okay, how are we going to do this the whole time? If you can have other people focus on the parts that they really enjoy and know the most about, it'll make everything happen a lot faster too. And then for the larger issues or decisions, then you can bring everyone together and have meetings. Although it might be a little bit slower because you have to explain your ideas, it actually overall will help you out because you'll have just more ideas in general and you'll feel more confident about your decisions if more people agree.
Thanks again for joining the interview. And we wanted to know, like, if there's any way we can reach you at Candivote.
Yeah, so please visit our website. That's candivote.org. So candivote.org. And it's our landing page and where you can find our platform when we release it. Also, please follow us on Instagram. That's at Candivote for updates on the development.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.